This PHP tutorial about multi-dimensional arrays follows on from my previous tutorial, arrays. So if you haven't already watched that, even if you know how arrays work, watch it anyway, just because I'm following on from my previous example of these three people and their age. And we're basically going to add a bit more information about each person with the use of multi-dimensional arrays. So in the last example, you saw that I could say echo out names and I could choose someone. So for example, Billy. And I could come in and I could refresh and I get the age of 16 up. The blonde you just saw back there was an example of what we are going to be doing, just so you know. So we've produced the result 16 from Billy. Now, what if I want to store more than just their age? You know, I want to store the hair colour, the age, for example, where they live. It could be absolutely anything. We're basically building it up, so we're taking each person, but we're giving them a variety of, you know, of information about them. And the reason this is called multi-dimensional arrays is because it has more than one dimension. We can add an array within an array within another array. So for now, I'm not going to go into too much detail about putting three arrays together or two arrays inside another array, or an array in an array in another array. I'm just going to show you a two-dimensional array. So let's just look a bit more carefully at this, because at the moment, if we do start to create another array, it's going to look a bit messy. So the great thing about this is I can pull these down onto different lines. And PHP lets you do this as long as you don't forget your line terminator. You don't need a line terminator at the end of every line, obviously, but this will still run. So let's refresh the page just to make sure everything is still working. Yeah. So we've got this on each line. Now I'm going to take away each of the ages, and instead for each of these keys, the value. So remember, these are keys here, and the value is what I write here. For each value, I'm going to actually create another array. So let's do that for each person. Create another array. So we've already created essentially what is a multi-dimensional array. However, we haven't assigned any, you know, individual properties of these people and values inside this. So what we're going to do is, for Alex, we're going to store, well, for everyone, we're going to store their age and their hair colour. So we're going to do exactly the same as we've done before. I'm going to say age, and that's going to be equal to 21. And then I'm going to say hair, blonde. So these are our keys, these are our values. So hair is the key, blonde is the value. So now we've stored two bits of data about, or two properties of Alex. We can do exactly the same with Billy, so I'm just going to copy and paste these down. Age 16 now, and hair I'm going to say brown. For Dale as well, I'm going to say age 49, and hair I'm going to say, we'll say blonde as well. So now what we've done is we've got, you know, different properties of this person. I mean, these could go on forever, and then we could even create, say, another array, say it, and this could be like, you know, their favourite, let's just say food. I'll create it just for Alex anyway. So food array, let's just say this is the favourite food. I'm going to create two. One's going to be pizza and the other is going to be pasta. So this is a three-dimensional in respect to Alex, because we've got an array inside another array. And let's put it down a bit. Now we need to access each element. So for example, echo names Dale. Now what's this going to produce? Because Dale is equal to an array. So let's refresh this, and you can see that it's just come up with array. So now we think, well, how are we going to find out Dale's age or Dale's hair colour? In actual fact, all we do is we put another set of square brackets next to it with the property, with the key name. So age is 49. So this is essentially all we need to do. Now we're just going to get 49 displayed in our browser, and then we can again change this to hair. So we can see that what we've actually done, now it's displaying blonde. Now you can see what essentially we've done is stored different properties about each user. The same with Billy. Billy has brown hair, so now this should change. Now that I've changed Billy, this should change to brown. There we are. So we're just essentially doing this over and over again. So I'm going to change this now to Alex, and I'm going to say hair. So that's going to produce us a result of blonde, because we've assigned Alex the hair colour of blonde. But now what I want to say is I want to echo out all of Alex's favourite food. So what I want to do is I want to say food, and what I can do with this is print R, as we've done before. And now what this is going to do is this is going to show us the array of the food which is the favourite. So now what I can do is let's say get rid of that now, and I want to echo out the first favourite food, which is, remember, index of 0, or the key of 0, because this is the first one, and this is relative to pizza. So as you saw in this example, 0 equals pizza. Now if I refresh, pizza. So I've put 3 different sets of square brackets on, therefore it's a 3-dimensional array. So this is everything you really need to know about multi-dimensional arrays. It sounds like a complex topic, but all it essentially is an array inside an array to allow you to add properties to each value of your array, or element if you like. So it's a simple concept, but have a play around with it, practice, and eventually you'll get the hang of it and the uses it can have.